Let's talk a little bit about appraisals. Where do you see those? You know, they historically have to deal with past. And realtors and mortgage brokers, we're always dealing with the now or the future.
Right.
So what do you see as far as trends in the appraisal process during this tumultuous market?
Well, the biggest thing that's come about last year, the HVCC, the Home Valuation Code of Conduct, which took the appraisal handling or any communication between us as a mortgage professional and the appraiser, that takes it out of our hands and puts it into the hand of a vendor or AMC, the vendor that handles the management of the appraisers. So we don't have any direct communication, which is difficult because for some homes that are in special niche neighborhoods that might be totally unlike a neighborhood across the street, and if the appraiser isn't familiar with that neighborhood and we're not able to discuss that with them and let them know, they might not have any influence at all as to where they're getting their data from. So it becomes more of a struggle trying to make sure that they're getting good comps. They are required to get closed sales within a certain radius of the property, generally the closest nearby, but they are now including listings as well as pending comps. So we're seeing appraisals now with what, instead of having just the usual 3 comps, they're now having 7 to 10 comps, which is good for the appraiser to do that, but a lot of times we have to go back and fight that because it might be an appraiser out of the area that we didn't hire. So it's one nice thing about Directors Mortgage is that we actually own our own in-house appraisal management firm. So we're not farming it out to different vendors. We have our own in-house, and then the appraisers are come from within that group.
I think that's such an important step of the process, and it's in my business practice, I always meet the appraiser at the property, and I never want to get in the way of what they're doing. But just last week I met an appraiser at the property, and she was so appreciative of the fact, because she had a lot of appraisals to do, and we actually pulled up the same 5 properties to look at. So I could tell that she and I were on the same page, and I was very comfortable with it. She knew the area well, and I just think that's a real important step that all real estate professionals should meet the appraiser at the property, because I've found that they're all very receptive. And I answer every appraiser call that calls me because I know we're part of the same team.
Right.
And eventually I'll probably work with them, and I hope I do.
I agree with that. And when we order the appraisal, when the order is placed, the contact person is always the buyer's agent, because we want them to be in control of when that appraiser comes out, in case there's any inspections that still need to be done. We want the inspection to be signed off before, and to the client's approval, before we send out an appraiser and charge the client for the appraisal fee.